In this episode 14 of the History of Fan Anime Redrafted, we will focus on convention experiences and notable encounters from the early years of anime fandom in North America. Host William Chow recounts memorable interactions with industry professionals while showcasing collectible items. During the early development of anime fandom in North America, conventions served as crucial meeting points for enthusiasts and industry professionals. For emerging fan sub-creators and newcomers to the anime community, these events provided valuable opportunities to connect with fellow fans and deliver fan-produced content to organized fan groups. The conventions also became important venues for hosting distinguished manga artists, illustrators, and voice actors. Story 1: The Kenichi Sonoda Encounter, Anime Con 91. One of the most significant early encounters occurred at Anime Expo 1990, featuring renowned artist Kenichi Sonoda, known for his work on Bubblegum Crisis, Gulf Force, and Gunsmith Cats. This event took place 1 year prior to Anime Con 91 and represents an important moment in the evolution of anime conventions in North America. At this point in anime fandom history, large-scale anime-exclusive conventions remained rare. Most anime-focused events operated as segments within broader science fiction or comic book conventions. The promotional booth at San Diego Comic-Con 90 represented an effort to establish interest in a dedicated anime convention, with organizers strategically inviting notable figures like Sonoda to attract potential attendees and generate membership interest. The encounter began when Chow noticed a booth being established during convention setup. Without the benefit of internet resources for identifying public figures, a limitation characteristic of the pre-digital era, recognition of industry professionals relied primarily on magazine coverage and printed media. Upon learning that Kenichi Sonoda was present and offering autographs and sketches, Chow joined a modest queue of approximately 10 to 15 people. The spontaneous nature of the signing session meant most participants arrived unprepared, lacking appropriate materials for autographs or sketches. Through the generosity of another attendee who provided a blank page from an art sketchbook, the signing opportunity became feasible. The request process involved careful consideration of character preferences. While acknowledging appreciation for Bubblegum Crisis, Chow ultimately chose to request artwork of Caddy from Gulf Force, influenced by the preferences of a translator colleague who particularly favored this character. The decision to gift the eventual sketch to this colleague demonstrated the collaborative and community-oriented nature of early fan culture. Documentation of the event proved challenging due to the limitations of period photography technology. Using point-and-shoot film cameras required subsequent development processes, making immediate review of captured images impossible, a stark contrast to contemporary digital photography capabilities. As the signing session progressed, time management became a concern. Organizers implemented efficiency measures, limiting future requests to headshots rather than full-body illustrations to expedite the process. This adjustment reflected the practical challenges of managing artist appearances at early conventions. The final character request involved creative interpretation, with Chow envisioning Caddy depicted in traditional sailor fuku, school uniform, styling. This choice represented an interesting fusion of character design with Japanese cultural elements, demonstrating the cross-cultural appreciation that characterized early anime fandom. This encounter exemplifies the intimate and accessible nature of early anime conventions, where small audiences could interact directly with industry professionals in informal settings. Such experiences contributed to the development of anime fandom culture in North America and established precedents for the larger, more structured conventions that would follow. When Chow's turn finally arrived at Kenichi Sonoda's booth, he confidently requested Caddy in sailor fuku. The artist's reaction was immediate and telling, a knowing grin spread across his face, the kind of smile that suggested he understood exactly what this fan was asking for. Later speculation about Sonoda's particular artistic interests would make this moment even more memorable in hindsight. What happened next was pure convention magic. Despite strict instructions from organizers to limit sketches to headshots only, Sonoda became so engrossed in his work that he completely ignored the rules. The artist's pen traveled well past the shoulder line, lovingly detailing the entire school uniform, including, as Chow would later note with amusement, a rather short skirt. The sketch became a gift for Daisuke, Chow's invaluable translator whose work made series like Kimagure Orange Road, Maison Ikkoku, Mobile Police Patlabor, and countless others accessible to English-speaking fans. It was a small token of appreciation for someone whose contributions were immeasurable to the early fan community. Story 2: The Great Daisuke Name Debacle. At another Comic-Con encounter, Chow approached a voice actress from the popular Japanese series Ultraman, purchasing a $20 photograph for another thoughtful gift to Daisuke. The simple request, "Can you make it out to Daisuke?" triggered an unexpected linguistic crisis. The actress began writing Japanese characters, then suddenly stopped. A hurried consultation revealed the problem. Despite Daisuke being a common Japanese name, there are multiple ways to write it in kanji. The initial attempt was ceremoniously discarded, and a replacement photo was produced, this time with Daisuke written safely in English. The incident perfectly captured the cultural gaps that early anime fandom navigated daily, when even seemingly simple tasks could become delightfully complicated cross-cultural adventures. Story 3: The 10th Muse Foot-in-Mouth Disaster. Perhaps no convention story better illustrates the perils of enthusiastic ignorance than Chow's encounter at Artist Alley with a comic creator. Spotting what he believed to be one of the sought-after alternate anime-style covers, Chow approached the artist's table with unbridled enthusiasm. "Oh wow, I love this issue. The cover art is absolutely fantastic," he gushed, picking up the comic. The artist, naturally pleased, asked, "So what did you think of the story?" What followed was a masterclass in unintentional insult delivery. "Oh, well, I'm not really a big fan of comics. I don't care about the story at all. The interior art is meh. But that cover! Amazing work!" The increasingly uncomfortable vibe emanating from behind the table finally registered, and Chow made a strategic retreat. Only later did he discover the crushing truth: he had been speaking to the interior artist, not the cover artist. His compliments had essentially amounted to, "Your work is terrible, but that other guy's stuff is great." The lesson learned: always know who you're talking to before accidentally insulting their life's work to their face. Story 4: The Buffy Vampire Slayer Signature Massacre. During the height of Buffy mania, San Diego Comic-Con organized a special signing event featuring 8 cast members seated in a row. For $5, fans could get autographs from the entire group, a collector's dream for Buffy enthusiasts. Chow joined the line with his Buffy Season 1 DVD sleeve, and the signing proceeded smoothly down the table. Each actor found their space and added their signature to the increasingly crowded cover. Then came the final signer. Surveying the nearly full DVD cover, this unnamed cast member made an observation: "You're running out of room here. Can I sign over Sarah's face?" "Sure, go for it," Chow replied, not thinking much of it. What followed was signature vandalism of epic proportions. The actor didn't just sign over Sarah Michelle Gellar's face, he scribbled across it multiple times, left to right, up and down, with an exaggerated flourish that completely obliterated the image beneath. All while muttering just loud enough for nearby fans to hear, "Yeah, take that." The pettiness was so blatant and delicious that it became the highlight of the entire signing experience. Story 5: The Plastic Wrapper Incident. Sometimes the most embarrassing moments come from trying to be helpful. When purchasing a calendar from manga artist Usagi Yojimbo's Stan Sakai for his translation helper Warren, Chow noticed the calendar was still shrink-wrapped. Concerned that Sakai might accidentally sign the plastic instead of the actual cover, Chow helpfully pointed out, "Oh, don't forget to take off the plastic." The reaction was swift and mortifying. Sakai's wife, standing beside her husband, fixed Chow with a withering stare and deadpanned, "I don't think my husband is that stupid." The silence that followed was deafening. Sometimes being helpful just makes you look like an idiot. Story 6: The Kia Asamiya Accessibility Tour. Not all convention encounters ended in embarrassment. Kia Asamiya's appearance at Comic-Con was a masterclass in fan accessibility. The creator of Silent Mobius, compiler and Dark Angel and collaborator on DC's anime-style Batman comics had set up what amounted to a convention-wide presence. Missed him at the DC booth signing Batman comics? No problem, catch him at the Dark Horse manga table. Couldn't make it there? He was also available at the figurine booth, where purchasing a set of Dark Angel figures came with a complimentary autograph session. For fans like Chow and his friend Victor, Asamiya's omnipresence was a goldmine. They collected multiple sketches across different visits, with Asamiya happily drawing everything from compiler characters to custom requests. It was the kind of fan-friendly approach that made conventions truly special, an artist who understood that accessibility and generosity toward fans was part of the job. These stories capture the beautifully chaotic spirit of early anime conventions, where cultural barriers, linguistic confusion, and social awkwardness combined to create unforgettable moments that fans would treasure and cringe over for decades to come.
Your engagement with our content is invaluable. We encourage you to interact with our videos through likes and comments, as these actions significantly enhance our visibility on the platform, allowing us to reach a broader audience interested in the cultural impact of anime in the Western world. For those interested in supporting our research and production efforts, we have established various channels for financial contribution. Detailed information about these support options can be found in the video description below. To complement your viewing experience, we have compiled an extensive list of resources related to this documentary series, including a comprehensive episode guide categorized by topic. These materials are accessible via the links provided in the description. We also have Patreon featuring exclusive content and behind-the-scenes insights. This resource offers additional materials that enhance our documentary series, including extended interviews, archival footage, controversial content, and in-depth analyses. Furthermore, we regularly update our blog with supplementary information, addressing frequently asked questions, sharing historical anecdotes, and showcasing visual artifacts and personal stories on the website via the links provided below.